Snapfire started a patch with a 30% win rate in high-MR games. Everyone had the impression the hero was garbage and was not even near being viable, but that's because you need a TI winner to play around with the hero a little bit and find out exactly how to make the hero look good. Today we're looking at 3 replays from Kuroky himself, so we can find out what's good about this psychopath but loving granny. So in all games, Kuro runs Snapfire as an offlaner, and at first, that didn't sit well with me. I always thought she was more of a support type hero, but I can clearly see why he's yet to lose a game with the hero after his first Snapfire game by just watching. Why is Snapfire a good laner first of all? Her attack speed low on Little Shredder is insane. If someone wants to trade versus you, it's always going to be a bad trade, especially if they're melee heroes. In this game, Radiant, already knowing how annoying Granny is, swaps lanes so that anti-mage doesn't get crushed, but even still, Bounty Hunter is already using a tango before the lane even starts, and as they go back, BH eats another salve of those bullets. Snapfire's strength gain is solid, and with a stat-heavy build like this one, not only Kuroky trades really well, but he has the mana to sustain Little Shredder. Bounty Hunter wants a range creep? Oh no. This hero crushes any melee hero, as I said, that can't get CS without a right click. She is that obnoxious. In terms of items, in lane Headdress is quite nice on range heroes, and Kuro really likes to build Greaves for Snapfire. This hero, believe it or not, is really tanky because of her strength gain. For a range hero, Snapfire only loses to Huskar and Phoenix in terms of strength gain, and Greaves makes that even better. This hero also spends a lot of mana because of 4 actives and low cooldown, so if you want Headdress for laning and Arcanes ASAP, you might as well get Mac and Greaves for your team. Now that the lane pushed, note how Kuroky starts aggressively attacking so that the creeps don't hit his tower. A lot of offlaners forget about this, and when they start getting some sort of control over the lane, they bring it to the tower and fuck it all up. By keeping the equilibrium here, as long as no one pulls, Kuroky will own this lane, and in this particular game, it seems as if Nature's Prophet decided to play Courier Hunter, and while he got a couple of them, he completely trashed Bounty Hunter's lane early on since Zeus was already ready to stop BH from pulling. Zeus TP's away though, but the damage was already done. Bounty Hunter has no business in this lane anymore, and for the items, Kuro gets Boots and Bracer before completing Arcane Boots. Casual Bracer is always good on any strength core, and Boots is good because your hero is quite slow, honestly. Even under tower, Bounty Hunter struggles to get any CS in this lane, and that's the power of the Granny. Clock eventually rotates at a perfect time, baiting the H with the Bounty rune and giving Kuro another kill, so that was quite cool. In general, Kuro learns 2 points of being in lane so he can trade well, then he maxes the Q, gets a value point in the cookie at level 7, 8, or 9, and then he just maxes E. E is great in lane, but your Q is a way better wave clear and teamfight ability, especially considering the scaling on E is not the greatest. Grandma might look weak, but even as Bounty Hunter gets levels, look at their trades. Snapfire has 1.1k HP at 6 minutes and her damage is still amazing. One interesting thing to note is that while Kuro could clear the wave with Ki plus E, since he has Arcanes now, and maybe jungle or do something else, he refrains from doing that. What stops Bounty Hunter from trading is her E, so if she just uses it to shove a wave while he knows that the Bounty Hunter is there, she will be punished quite hard, especially because there's no cookie learned yet. Even when the Nature's Prophet rotates, it's clear that she's way too thick for Radiant to kill. Just watch this hero zoning 2 heroes by herself. She's a way better laner than I thought, and while I can see a stronger lane being good versus her, she's a tough cookie. Bounty Hunter is eventually forced to go base, and then Snapfire can just kill Nature's Prophet while forcing the tower. As everyone leaves bottom and you get level 7 and 8, you start accelerating really fast towards your items. Grandma clears waves really fast, and because of the lane domination, Kuro already secured 2 bounties and 1 outpost for the team. As soon as he dominates a quick TP to the fight while he completed a mech, just perfect timing honestly. As you can see, this hero's ult is absolutely bonkers provided you're positioned well and no one can stun you during it. And yeah, this hero is aggressive in nature. After you have Mac, Greaves, there are very few things you still want to farm, don't get me wrong. This babe loves an item or two, but her power spike after demolishing a lane is so powerful that it's a disservice to the hero to sit back and farm. Look how aggressive Kuro is playing the mid lane. This is their last outer tier 1 to take, everyone is mid and he just really wants to put his items and skills to use. Note that as they take the tower, he saves his ult. Mortimeter Kisses deals a lot of damage indeed, but the cooldown is quite prohibitive and it doesn't scale. You don't want to get a CM kill with the spell, especially when you're playing from ahead. AM is not that far behind in terms of levels, but watch what old Granny can do. This obviously won't be for too long, but for now, and because Kuro saved the ult, he can kill Anti-Mage. This game is quite clowny, honestly. Ember ends up killing Anti-Mage again, but Ember overextends. That said, just watch Kuro playing this. It feels like he's just about to die, right? The low cooldowns, her HP pool and Greaves makes up for an amazing playstyle. But don't be fooled, in your low MR games, this is not going to happen like this. Your allies don't know how to properly apply pressure. So while you crush AM in lane, he will come back to bite your ass. But it's okay, let's watch a different matchup now. While I could share with you this Disruptor carry game that surprisingly crushed the lane versus Kuro, I believe a more normal and common matchup would be, Anti-Mage. But this time, he didn't swap lanes, so this is gonna be interesting. Watch this game. At first, it looks like Kuro is taking way too much damage for how much damage he's doing. And while that's correct, because he shoves AM into his tier 1 tower, a lot of things happen. He can reliably get every single range creep deny, while he's also pushing the wave towards his tower, since AM is now drawing aggro into the tower. As lane pushes, AM dares to get a range creep, and he gets it, but pays a hefty price every single time, since the cooldown on Little Shredder is low enough so that you have it for every range creep. Alright, so creeps are under tower? Well, looks like AM has no answer but stare at the granny. The damage you output is crazy good, and there's no point in the laning stage where AM has any chances of hurting Kuroky. I think I made myself very clear. This hero crushes the lane really hard against melee heroes, and the pressure is so big actually that Earth Spirit has to rotate to get one support kill, but the Equilibrium is in Kuro's tower, so it's all meaningless for now. See what Kuro does here? Now that the Earth Spirit rotated, you don't want the lane to keep going back and forth, so he draws aggro so that the creeps don't suicide to the tower and he gets a smooth pushing lane instead of the lane being on Dire's tier 1 in the next creep wave. It's also quite clear that the kill doesn't change AM's situation in this lane, he's not farming at all. Eventually, Kuro gets debated by a courier that was coming and dies, but not before killing the Anti-Mage and almost killing the Earth Spirit afterwards as well. This is one of the few moments Kuro played safe, and that's because Earth Spirit is still top, but even from afar, this hero offers great pressure. As soon as he gets vision of Earth Spirit mid, he can keep doing what he was doing. In this scenario, Kuro knows for a fact that Earth Spirit TP'd mid, so he can force this a little bit, but eventually, he also catches a glimpse of Disruptor rotating. The moment he sees that, look how aggressive he plays. Zoning AM, while he purposely tanks tower hits since he has a salve to pressure the tower. There's no point in owning a lane this hard to then sit idly and farm a large camp while your catapult dies in 3 hits. Obviously, he wouldn't ever come close to doing this without the knowledge of the TP, so make sure to keep your eyes in the minimap whenever situations like this arise. AM's brain melts for whatever reason here, to the strength of a Tailwinner maybe Ice Frog's madness creating this hero, and while he gets punished by it after killing AM, and the tower gets denied, this is still super incredibly good. He forced 3 hero stop again, and he's having a great game. As Kuro responds, watch what happens. The gold advantage is not huge. Kuro died twice in the game, but as we talked about, this hero level 7 is a killing machine and you better use it. I didn't mention the Windlace last game, so I will this time. Snapfire is kinda slow and she doesn't have that much reach besides her ult, so Windlace is a cool little item that fits her inventory slots very nicely. Your pointing W should probably be used around the time you start rotating, since it can be a game saver in a lot of these fights. And one tip when using Mortimer Kiss, and everyone dies quickly, is to aim at jungle camps or creep waves, since you can use that kill to then push a tower faster, get more gold, it's always nice. The playstyle here is identical to the last game we saw. Make sure that all your aggression pays off by getting the outpost and then TP to the other lane since the fight is breaking out. This is an awkward fight. Kuro wanted to hide to ult so no one could cancel his thing, but a creep was following him, so Disruptor exchanged the ult for the ult. Quite sad that he dies in this rotation, but it happens. I'm not entirely sure why Kuro keeps Greaves in this game. Usually he would get it every game. I think the mana is pretty good for Anti-Mage, the spell is pretty decent. But, you know, Kaya Sanj is another item that Kuro builds every game on this hero, and for a reason. The magic camp with the ult is crazy good. And speaking of the ult, this is how you usually want to use it. A core baiting in front, while you have free range to deal damage. As Dire initiates, you can see how tanky this Grandma is, and the Sanj definitely allows Kuro to play even more aggressive. Without your ult though, you have to play a more passive role. Alright, so you get the idea of this hero. In terms of talents, health is the way to go, since this hero move speed is too garbage to be saved. Then the cookie HP is pretty good. 60 scatter blast damage is really underwhelming, especially because you play the backlines way more with this hero, so you're rarely gonna do that much damage with it. At level 20, Kuro usually learns the slow on ult, but against heroes like Magnus and AM, he refrained from it and got the other talent. I would probably get this low every game because her base damage sucks, but Kuro has a bigger brain than me and, you know, played a lot of TIs, so probably follow the guy. Alright guys, thank you very much for liking, commenting, and subscribing. As you guys know, we have a 100 Patreon goal that we really want to reach because it's going to allow for more videos, better videos, different formats. And, you know, if you guys are enjoying all of these videos about 723, it would really help us and you to get better content. So check our Patreon out. I think this is it for today. Have a good one. Bye.